What's going on, y'all? Brother Doug here. Just got back from watching Avengers 2, Age of Ultron. Man, first, before I get started with the review, I just want to send my thoughts and my prayers out to the people in Baltimore right now. It's crazy, especially to Freddie Gray's family. You know, they're in my hearts and prayers right now. But during Phase 1, when Nick Fury was recruiting Avengers, he forgot one person. Miss Toya Graham. For those who think I didn't see this movie, I'll be reading y'all comments. Oh, you just read Wikipedia. Oh, you just listen to people from overseas. Why don't you shut the up? See, Cap, I watched my language. The movie was awesome, man. I mean, I was smiling the entire time. I don't know. I was just blown away. It was phenomenal. But I kind of see what critics are saying. You know how they liked it, but it kind of they can't really put their finger on it and why it kind of dabbled a little bit. Yeah, I kind of see what they're saying. The movie did kind of drag on. There were some unnecessary parts that should have been left alone. So the movie itself, I want to break it down into categories, directing, the acting, the writing. Joss Whedon definitely understands the superhero genre. One, because he, writes Marvel Comics as well. He written The Astonishing X-Men, a few issues of Runaways. He knows superhero genre. His writing, man, he's just so clever with his writing, like some of the dialogue between some of the Avengers, some of the jokes, the one-liners. He's incredible. There should be a school on Joss Whedon. I would take that class. So this was more so like a Hawkeye-based movie because, Hawkeye was the most underrated character in the first movie because, for most of the movie he was evil, mind controlled by Loki. And, had a few bits here and there. As far as the acting goes, everybody did their parts. Everybody owns their roles, especially RDJ. He's Tony Stark for real, man. So walking out the theater, I always say to this is the thing. Every time I read a good book, watch a dope TV show or movie, or even read a good comic, I always say to myself, I want to entertain people exactly like that. So if you see an Iron Man 3, you know that in the end, Tony retired from being Iron Man. But in the beginning, Tony just pulled a Jay-Z. Because remember when Jay-Z, for those who don't know about this situation, about why I'm referencing Jay-Z. Jay-Z, back in 2002 or 2003, he, said he was going to retire from rap, released his last album. That was it. 2 years later, what did he do? 99 Problems, but James 1. So, I didn't really like the Brutasha scenes. Brutasha, the shipping thing that these fans are calling it. Bruce Banner and Natasha, Black Widow. I don't see that's probably one of the reasons why the movie kind of dragged on. One, I'm not a big Black Widow or Hulk fan like that, but I know for certain they weren't really, an item like that in the cartoons or even some of the comics that I've read. So there's no scene after the credits, but stay during the credits because there's a mid-credit scene. I'm about to get into spoiler territory, that's why I'm rushing. Overall, y'all, the movie was awesome, but it just kind of dragged on a little bit on some unnecessary scenes and some unnecessary plot points. And so overall, this movie gets a 4 out of 5. See, that's not bad. 4 out of 5 is not bad. Okay, so now we're getting to spoiler territory. So if you haven't seen this movie and you don't care about spoilers, by all means, stay. But if you haven't seen this movie and you don't want to know about spoilers, you don't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of this video. For those who have seen the movie, let's get started. Spoilers. First things first, I couldn't say my favorite parts during the non-spoiler review, but let's talk about my favorite parts. I had a few of them, like in the beginning when Tony first got into the lair, when the dudes were shooting at him and he was like, really? And then took him out with his missiles. The Hulkbuster fight was awesome, but what really had me dying was when he was using his fist rapidly punching Hulk like, fall asleep, fall asleep, fall asleep, fall asleep. During the end, when Natasha was helping Cap, when she was using Cap's shield, that was awesome. Also, the thing about that, about Natasha using other people's weapons, in the comics, I'm hearing from other comic fans that Natasha actually picked up Thor's hammer as well. That would have been nice to see, but, she, refused. Speaking of picking up hammer, that was an awesome scene. When Vision picked up Thor's hammer. And finally, when at the end, when Hulk scared away Ultron's minions, the minions like, Dad, I ain't trying to fight. Now the new additions. I already mentioned Vision. Vision was awesome. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Now I know the elephant in the room that Fox owns the rights somewhat to those characters. They're mutant counterparts. They're miracles in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're mutants in the Fox universe. Quicksilver. Who do I prefer? They're both awesome. Fox's, Days of Future Past, Quicksilver, and this Quicksilver. Ironically, both were in Kick-Ass. Aaron Taylor Johnson and Evan Peters are both in Kick-Ass. They're best friends, and now they're both playing Quicksilvers. One thing that people were to complain about the accents. The accents didn't really bother me that much. They are from Eastern Europe in the comics, from what I've read, and just like Magneto has somewhat of an accent. I'm good at predicting plot points. I'm just so predictable like that. I knew Thor was gonna stay in London at the end of Thor 2. I knew for some reason that the old man was gonna be Silver Samurai, and in this movie, I knew the Quicksilver was gonna die because you guys remember on the first preview when Wanda is dropping to her knees, screaming in pain. Why else would she do that? And why else would she join the Avengers? Isn't the whole point of joining the Avengers is to avenge? Why would she be avenging? Because her brother got killed. But during the mid-credit scene, we get Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet. I'll explain to my little brother. He was geeking out about it, about the Infinity Stone stuff. I love explaining to my little brother about this universe. It's amazing. But anyway, back to the video. Thanos. How did he get the gauntlet? My theory is that, and sometimes my theories are always on point. I think that Loki somehow, let Thanos come to Asgard. As he disguised as Odin, since Loki. If you haven't seen Thor 2, at the end Loki is disguised as Odin, so he let Thanos into the chamber, and got the Infinity Gauntlet, and Thanos brought it back to his place, and Infinity War. It'll all probably be explained in Thor 3, so there's that. And I thought Loki was supposed to be in this movie. Because remember when Idris Elba went on that little rant about, him not wanting to go back to film, a little 5-minute scene or whatever. Some stuff he said. So I guess we're never going to see Thor's helmet. Because that would be awesome. The only time we've seen his helmet was in the first Thor movie for 5-10 seconds. But I thought he was going to get in the first Avengers. Loki had his. But I don't know. That's just wishful thinking. I'm not even a big Thor fan like that. And are they ever going to say Avengers Assemble? Cap almost said it at the end, but then they cut off to the credits. Avengers! And then some people in the back who must have been bandwagon fans were like, oh, what was he going to say? What was he going to say? I knew what he was going to say. It was cool to see two brothers join the team, Falcon and Rhodey. That was the problem I had with the first films. You guys remember when I did the review, the lack of diversity. Now, some might argue, well, Doug, Nick Fury was in the movie, aka Samuel Jackson. Well, yeah, but did he fight some aliens? Yeah, I didn't think so. But speaking of brothers, it would have been nice to see, T'Challa appear himself in this movie, since he is going to be in Civil War. Freaking Spider-Man. I'm for real though. Y'all know I'm a big Black Panther fan. I'm kind of a little perturbed about that. I was expecting a Black Panther cameo, for real, something like at the end of Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, a cartoon where he showed up, spying on the Avengers. I expected something like that, but no. Spider-Man had to come and ruin everything. See, Cap, I'm watching my language. Now, they mentioned Wakanda, and they had Eustace Claw in there, and Vibranium. I can't forget Vibranium, because Ultron's body was made of Vibranium when he used his final form. And to anybody else, didn't Ultron remind you guys of Frieza and Cell a little bit? Well, more so Cell, because Cell was a robot, and Ultron's a robot. The different forms he had. Speaking of Ultron, oh, man. James Spader did an awesome job. He was menacing. He was humorous. He was just an all-around villain, man. See, Marvel's getting there, actually creating a worthy villain. At first we thought it was going to be Loki, but Loki's more so an anti-hero. So definitely check out Brian Michael Bendis' run on the New Avengers. I have all the New Avengers comics. This is for those who don't believe me. Got all the New Avengers comics. Brian Michael Bendis is an amazing writer. Make sure you check out those comics. Of course, you got to check out some more Black Panther comics. Yeah. And make sure you check out the Infinity Gauntlet, too. Obviously, because of the mid-credit scene. Alright, so that's my review of Age of Ultron. What do you guys think? Which Quicksilver do you prefer? Who's your favorite MCU villain? What other Avengers comics should I check out? Make sure you comment below. Like the video, share the video, subscribe, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And like always,